Hey, welcome to Colin's Creatures. This is Fluffy, my Russian Tortoise, and this is a 300-gallon stock tank. Previously, I used this stock tank to make the totally awesome toad tub and a turtle pond for a painted turtle. But now, I'm going to make an outdoor enclosure that's live planted for Fluffy over the summer. So now let's talk about materials. We got the stock tank itself, and inside the stock tank we have some sand, and there's a drainage hole inside the stock tank that some of the sand got out of, so we're going to leave it open. We're going to put some rocks in front of the inside part of it so no sand gets washed out whenever it rains, but it can still drain out. So we got 2 buckets of rocks that include the rocks we're going to put in front of the drainage hole, and we're also going to spread them out throughout the substrate. And then we also got these bigger rocks that we're going to build a little mountain for Fluffy, because if you didn't know it already, Russian tortoises like to climb. So we also got this tractor full of garden mulch, because sand alone is not thick enough for a Russian tortoise to walk and dig on. So mixing this in with the sand will make it easier for him to walk, and he can also burrow down into it. And then over on this table, we have a bunch of garden plants that are all edible, and also the fern will provide some extra cover for Fluffy. We also have this little container of dandelion seeds that we hope to germinate inside of the stock tank, because his favorite food is dandelions. And also there's 3 herbs: oregano, basil, and thyme. So if he doesn't eat them, we have some herbs for ourselves. Over here we got a traditional hide and then 2 things for water. This is actually a paint tray, and we're going to put them in 2 different parts of the tub so they'll be a different temperature and get different sun exposure. And the final material is Fluffy himself. So now let's get on with the build. First, we dumped in the rocks that were going to block off the drain hole. And then we dumped in some mulch. We didn't have to use the entire load, and then we mixed the mulch with the sand. This will make the substrate much easier for Fluffy to walk on and burrow into. We temporarily placed in the plants and other objects to make sure they fit to our satisfaction. After we organized it to our satisfaction, we begun planting in the plants, keeping in mind that Fluffy would probably walk around the outside, so we moved them slightly off from the outside to make sure they don't get trampled. We may have to replant the thyme so Fluffy doesn't trample it. Then we dumped in some more rocks to fill in the crevices by Fluffy's rock mountain, and I sowed in the dandelion seeds. And then finally, I filled in the water dishes. So we finished putting everything in, so let's just go over what we put everything in again. So we got his hide down there. We also put the 2 water dishes, one over there, which is going to be a bit more sunny, and over here is going to be a bit more shady. And we put in all the plants, and all these plants are safe for Fluffy to eat. Then we put his rock mountain in the center. We made sure there's no place for him to get pinned, just in case he does get flipped over, because while if he gets flipped over in the middle of the open, he's pretty good at getting flipped back over. But if he's pinned, it might be trouble. And then we have the fern, which you can hide underneath. We slew the rocks all throughout. So now let's put in our summer resident into his new outdoor enclosure. So that is how I made my outdoor enclosure for my Russian tortoise, Fluffy. So thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and I'll see you next time on Colin's Creatures.